This conference will now be recorded.
House before everything.
Okay,
What avoid that.
perfect. So always, you get the client, first step, you want to create a relationship with the client, right? You don't want to just get someone and send them to a lender. You want to establish what you do, why you get qualified, kind of explain them. And always with the client, and I recommend this because a lot of people don't know if they qualify or not, they don't know their situation, right? So always, you get a new client, you get a new lead, call them and kind of try to find out what is their situation? Is it someone that you should show a house to? Is it someone that isn't going to be ready for 5 years, right? Do you know the questions to ask initially before the pre-qualification? No? Okay, so easy. So before we even start with the actual loan process, I'll give you guys an idea because I like to make these classes a little bit custom. I like to make sure, because what's the point of me teaching you about the loan process if you don't even know how to get someone a contract, right? So you get the client, you want to find out what their income, their assets, and their credit. We'll get more in depth another day on these because I do classes on this a lot too, but just so you have an idea. So do you know what you need to know from these three things? But regarding income, the questions that you want to know for income?
Well, the people I have, they have W2. It's gonna be more easy to clarify.
Yes, 100%. So
Yeah.
what you're always going to want to know is, are they W-2 or are they self-employed? 1099, Schedule C, right? Employment, own a business, 1120, different ways to do taxes. So you always want to find out this, and you also want to find out,
For 2 years.
have they been working and filing taxes for 2 years? Very important. If you're self-employed for a year and a half and you switch to W-2, you're okay. But if you're W-2 for a year and a half and you switch to self-employed, you can't do that.
You can do that.
No, they have to wait 2 years now.
2 years now, okay.
So what happens is when you're W-2, we can look at the pay stubs and we can see consistent income every single 2 weeks or every single week, whenever they get paid, every monthly. But we could see how much they're making, we can see how much they're paying in taxes, we can see everything. When someone's self-employed, we can't see that. We can't use their bank statements to just look at how much checks they have coming in. And unless they're doing a bank statement, which is a whole different type of program.
Yeah.
But even with a bank statement loan, you're gonna require proof that you've been filing taxes. Okay, and then we're actually closer to 5 years, you're gonna need a letter from the CPA to prove that.
Sorry. When the people are the same employee, they put solo income.
Yes,
And that's why, how you can see the income more or less, I don't know how.
so very easy.
Yeah.
Usually people are gonna have a Schedule C, even if they get the 1099, they file a Schedule C.
Uh-huh.
The easy way, you grab the Schedule C form from your taxes and you see a number all the way up here and it's gonna say $100,000.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But it's Miami, so they're gonna put expenses and they're gonna have like $10,000.
Uh-huh.
This is the number that lenders.
Yeah. Oh, that's.
So what I like to do a lot, there's an option for a 1-year program, so long as they've been self-employed for about 5 years, which we can verify through the letter from the accountant. Where we can have them either amend the taxes from last year, or since we're in January, it presents a big opportunity for everyone because you could say, hey, look, last year's taxes were bad, but this year's taxes have felt different. And we'll put you on a 1-year program and we'll ignore last year's losses.
It's gonna be from what 1 year from.
You can do a 1-year program or a 2-year program. It depends how, how they want to do it. The 1-year program, the interest rate's a little bit worse and it's a lot paid. Okay. So technically you should be able to do, because the 1-year program, no FHA, no
It's gonna be conventional.
conventional, correct. So you're going to be looking at like a 45, 50 technically, right? But the 1-year program is very, 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 very. It goes into much more than just a credit score. How long have they had the credit? How much reserves do they have? So to be really honest, me and myself, because there's a million different ways to do this, I like to be safe and on a 1-year program. I like to do 45. Because it can happen where sometimes you'll have a client that you get an LP or fees in your program, you get that approval, and you have them going and they're shopping and you go under contract and they're still good. And then the underwriter is getting the file ready to close, it gets stuck. So for that reason, I like to play it safe on. But it's an option for the person that doesn't want to pay taxes. Because, you know, if you're getting away from taxes, it's gonna get you somehow, right? So that you guys understand the income, you want to find out what type of income, you want to find out for how long, 2 years, and you want to find out more or less how much. Somebody tells you, I work at Chuck E. Cheese and I make $8 an hour, you already know, okay, well, let's maybe tailor you to a rental. Unless you can identify things quickly. For example, I want to apply by myself, I make nothing, but a son that makes a lot of money, maybe I could go on the loan. These are better questions, better tailored to the loan officer, but if you could get a start on identifying these things, it'll help you know if that's a good person to take to the loan officer. Because remember, you usually want to be at that meeting face to face when they're doing the pre-qualification so that you establish credibility as well. Assets. Someone tells you they have $100 in the bank account, you already know that that's probably not, you know, something that's going to happen. There's a lot of misinformation out there. Programs with $100 on payment technically exist, but credit requirements, you know, everything gets really, really insane very quickly. You want to see their credit. Do you know the minimum credit score to qualify?
Yeah, 580?
580, 620.
620.
580 conventional 620. Those are the things. And then if you're looking into down payment assistance programs, you need closer to like the 640, 660, 680. Yes, yes, yes. Very important for your lenders. Your lenders are your partners, whether it's me, Jay, Danny, William, whoever. You have to understand that people's credit directly affects their interest rate. Because sometimes you'll get a lot of people where, you know, they won't understand, oh, but why is my interest rate in the 4.5? Well, because your credit's not great, and actually to get you to a 4.5, the lender probably has to give you some sort of credit to help you get to that interest rate if they have very bad. So 580, 620. Questions on basic questions for clients? Kind of pre-screen them? Okay. ¿Puedo continuar en inglés? ¿Tienes certeza? Okay. Inglés, español, portugués, la forma que usted quiere. Just let me know. Okay. So you got the lead. You made contact, right? You established a relationship. And this is the part where I can't tell you how to do your job. A lot of realtors that I know would like to show a property or two just to get the relationship with the client. A lot of other realtors that I know don't like to do that. They like to send it directly to the lender, which is what I recommend. Now, I speak a lot with a lot of my partners and I try to identify what I would do is maybe try to have the pre-qualification meeting first. And then as you sit through these pre-qualification meetings, you're going to learn, what do we look for? What are we doing, right? Well, why is this client qualified and that one not? And with time, you'll learn to pre-screen better and you'll be able to go through the get a lead, establish a relationship, and do a showing, and then do the pre-qualification meeting. A lot of successful realtors I know use that formula, but that's all going to depend on how well you can pre-screen the client. So those steps that we talked about, identifying those things with clients, how effective are you about it? For example, you get a client and you send them to the meeting and, you know, we're going to do the pre-qualification. They either qualify now or they qualify in the future. Nobody's denied. There's no such thing. So a lot of people that I'll get, most of my clientele will show up for the meeting. We'll go through the pre-qualification and either their credit, their income, or their assets are not right. One of the three is always not right.
Yes.
Credit. I can help you. I can help people raise their credit. I also have, if they have really, 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 really bad credit, I have credit repair services that I can provide. If they need a little bit of money with assets, okay, we can help. Maybe I can give a credit, maybe we could get a seller credit, we can always work around that. Maybe we could talk to them, do you have someone that could give you a gift? Because you can use a gift for a purchase. How can we work that part around, or how long is it gonna take you to save that? And then their income, we can also work on. If they're self-employed, you could file differently. Hey, look, we're in January, let me tell you how you could file better. Let me help you get that income. Sometimes someone's W-2 and they make $12, $13 an hour, and I'll have a life conversation and explain to them, hey, you need to make a little bit more money, For me, this is a personal thing. I'm not just some guy that wants to make sales. That's not who I've ever been. I was a paramedic before this. I like helping people. You can't work the amount of hours that I work and just do it for money. So I'll help people. I had a lady in my office the other day that was making $8 an hour, US citizen, making $8 an hour cleaning houses for a dentist who made a lot of money. And I had a conversation with her because when I put all of her expenses versus what she makes, she was at like 108% DTI. Yeah, she was struggling. And I had to have a conversation with her. The lady was paying her $8 an hour, and she was giving her like $200, $300 on the side. Like every month, it's pennies. So I had to have the conversation with her, heart to heart. Listen, you deserve better. You can do better. You're smart. You're capable. You can do this. And the lady cried a little bit and got very happy, and she went out and found a better job. So there's always solutions. It's going to depend how badly they want it. But it's our job as professionals to build those relationships, because the person that we help to change their lives is the person that's always going to refer us business. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So get the lead, establish a relationship, do the pre-qualification meeting, right? At that point, you guys are going to get very important. Pre-qualification is not just a number of a house. Does everyone understand that yet? So a lot of people will say, I'm pre-qualified for $300,000. But $300,000 can mean a lot, because you could have taxes at $2K, you could have taxes at $5K, you could have taxes at $10K. They're not going to qualify for the same thing on all of those, even more so in each way. So a good lender will always give you an amount for the property, an amount for the taxes, and an amount for the HOA. They'll always give you over. Because then okay, I can go up to 300 with $5,000 in taxes, and the HOA has to be under $100. And based on that, it helps you target and identify better properties that they qualify. Makes sense?
When you do the pre-qualification, it's going to be pre-funded.
Okay.
Supposedly. But when they qualify, it's going to be the same amount, or going to be less?
So look, it depends on the taxes and the HOA. Mm-hmm. Because you could have 5 houses that are $300,000, but they have different tax amounts.
Yeah.
And remember, the taxes actually impact more than the price of the property. Because if you lower the price of the property by like $10,000, you're probably lowering like $60 a month. But if the taxes go up $1,000, you're going to be looking at much more than that. Make sense?
Yes.
Because you're going to divide it by 12 months. So I had a client the other day that was, I was working with an agent, client was pre-qualified in the 400s. But then the agent showed him a $499 house with $9,000 in taxes and a $300 HOA in the ground. So it's not gonna happen. This kind of stuff happens all the time. Important pre-qualification is the number, the taxes, and the association. Always make sure you get the 3 numbers, okay? You got that pre-qualification, you're out on the street, now you're showing homes, right? You're hunting. Show them homes, different things. You don't want to grab every home and send it to your lender for them to pre-screen. You want to show the client maybe 10 properties on the internet. identify maybe 2 or 3 that they want to see. You're going to show them the houses. Once you have homes that you're serious about putting offers on, send that to your lender. And we'll get that out to you really quick. You guys understand the difference between just a pre-approval letter and a deal? Perfect. So now you put in the offer, you got the contract. This is where our class really starts. Over here. Questions so far? Anything? Let me know if I go too fast, or too slow, or the wrong language, or anything, okay? So, loan process. Now you have the contract. Right? What do? Got a fully executed contract. You want to send the contract to the lender as fast as possible. You want to make sure that everything is executed on the contract. You have the buyer sign, the seller sign, the dates are on there. You want to make sure that everything needs to be initialed as initialed, and you want to make sure that everything looks okay with the contract. Send it to the lender, and now we're going to start the disclosure process. Basically, we're going to take what we call a 1003 application, okay? We're going to basically analyze the client's whole situation. We're going to call them, we're going to spend probably 30 minutes on the phone with them, verifying everything. Where do you currently live? Do you still live here? How long have you lived here? Where do you currently work? Is it still the same place as before, the same place that's on the pay stubs? How long have you worked there? Do you have any children? How old are they? Have you been separated? Are you a citizen, a resident? Do you have, all of the questions that we need to ultimately get the loan? Okay. We're going to review all the information. We're going to prepare a packet, and we're going to send it to them so that they can verify and sign everything. At this point is when we really start the loan. Okay.
That's why you guys do the application.
Yes, the 1003 application, 100%.
I think to mention like the contract, you always have things for the application also.
Oh, yeah.
You have to make sure the lender knows, the things.
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. A lot of good realtors they'll make it in the email when they send the contract, they timeline the dates, because you have an inspection period, you have the application, you have an association, you have deadlines for everything. So it's always good to review your contract and send that out. Now, to a good lender, they're start on this the same day, if not the very next day. We like to stick to 24-hour turnarounds. So as soon as we get the contract, the next business day, we're going to be reaching out to the borrower and we're going to start taking. At the same time, we're also going to send them a list. At least a good lender should. This is items that we identify at the application of documents that we need. I'll give you a perfect example. I've done so many of these that I've practically known my memory. I'll go down page by page. So the first step, their name, their social, their date of birth, which is easy to verify because we have all the documents, right? Their driver's license, their taxes, we have all of that. Then we want to verify their address again. Where do they live? How long have they lived there? We need to verify 2 years where they live. Whether it's at the current place or if they've moved 5 times, we want to be able to document all of that. Okay, we're going to want to verify again, are they married, divorced? If they are, that triggers the question. Okay, so you're married, you have 1 dependent. Have you ever been divorced? Yeah, I'm married now, but I was divorced in the past. Yeah, and this kid's actually from another marriage. It's interesting. So now I'm going to prepare a settlement agreement. I'm going to need child support documents if there's any child support involved. I'm going to need a final judgment of dissolution of marriage. It triggers documents that we're going to add on this list because we're going to need them for the underwriting. So a good lender will always get the list the very first day. They'll speak with the client enough that they can understand what they need, and we'll request it also that we have a smooth process throughout. See, just making sure I have no questions. So we send out the disclosure package, we send out the list of items that we need. Now, this actual disclosure is an electronic form that they sign unless they opt out. So you guys understand, because a lot of times as a realtor, the client's going to come in and they're going to ask you, hey, send me this email, and I don't know what to do. So it's important that you guys all understand because they're constantly going to be looking at you and to us for guidance, for professionalism, and you guys understanding how this process works helps you to better portray yourself so that you don't, oh my God, what is he asking me about? I don't know anything about this. Basically, like a lot of now, once you have all this stuff, tell them, 1, 2, 3, say everything. After you go, you verify and review. If anything's missing, we stay on this. From your to opens. The opener is really great. Which is the process.
Yeah, e quindi still, that's your paperwork, that's for me.
They kind of split. So here you're gonna have the appraisal. Excuse me, guys, I'm proud. You're gonna have the appraisal, and you're gonna have the processor. And I recommend the process when it's done. This is a fact.
¿Cómo se abre? ¿Cuál es el número? Código.
Always. There is now a new rule where with certain programs will waive
Y después, we can leave it be back.
$300,000 they want to know if it's included in 3. And once they get that, they feel more relaxed. How many people want to sell their house for $100,000? $100 million. Very, very important. That's not. The growing equals time. So now we want to really open it.
Teresa, veo.
And processing. From the processor, and this is the most important step.
There's someone in the background having a full-on conversation on the phone and their mic was on, so everybody else heard it.
So in underwriting, does anyone know what the underwriter does? So let me get into details then. So the processor is going to do a couple of functions. Okay, the processor is going to look for verification of employments. So how can the bank guarantee that the client isn't making up their pay stub? It's 2020, someone can grab the paints and change a number on it, right? So they're going to request verification of employments from the job, right? The HR firm. So once we get that back, we're going to verify and make sure that it adds up to what we see on the pay stubs. That's just part of their function. They're also going to review the file, make sure that the assets are in line. If we don't have, let's say, a lot of people, they'll tell you I have $30,000 to that loan. We'll start the loan, get everything, and then we look at their bank statements, and they only have $20,000. Where's the other 10? I have in cash. Okay, that's an issue that should have been addressed very early on, because we can't use cash deposits, right? So at the pre-qualification stage, we should always verify that, but the important thing is if the processor doesn't see adequate assets in the file, they're not going to move it into underwriting. They're going to hold it until we have that result. So the processor is a median between the loan officer and the underwriter. And what they're going to do is basically verify everything, the assets, the income, the credit. They're going to analyze, is there something wrong with the property? Not to such an extent, but analyze maybe the information on the appraisal. The appraisal coming short. Let's say the appraisal came in short, the borrower needs to come in with $5,000 more. Does the borrower have the $5,000? So it all kind of ties in, right? Once they clear it, they send it to underwriter. The underwriter is the person who approves or denies the file. Okay. So, man, that's really. So once they approve or deny the file, we're gonna have our loan commitment. It could be a suspense or it could be the actual commitment. A suspense doesn't mean that the file's not going to work. A suspense means that something's wrong and maybe you need to work it, or it could just be that it doesn't work at all. Right? So they're gonna approve. They're gonna approve, deny, or suspend the loan. If it's a denial, that's because something's different. I've had a case where I had an agent trying to help a borrower get a loan, right, to buy a home, and the borrower was a dancer. So the whole time, she just didn't take the process serious. Yeah, some people, listen, someone who's serious is going to take it serious, you know? From the very beginning, when I asked her to see her assets, she goes, oh, I have everything in the safe, it's cash, I'll send you a picture. Like, no, I can't use that.
But when they have the money cash, they need to wait to put their money in the bank.
Depends. A good loan officer will be able to identify this for you. So you can do a gift, right? So if you're conventional, you can do a gift straight to the title company the day of closing. It's not gonna matter. FHA, you can technically do the same thing, but it gets choppier because if you send too much to the title company.
They're gonna be
alone,
check the money.
exactly. With FHA, you can't get so much cash back. So it becomes tricky. You can technically do it with FHA, but conventional, we automatically identify that. Oh, you have cash? Okay, good. Well, then we'll just do it.
But you need to do a letter or something like that to.
Oh, yeah, gift letter, 100%. So we give them a gift letter. So let's say, because it happens, a lot of people do have cash, right? Let's say you're a waitress, a waiter, and
They have.
you have cash, right? So, okay, we can't document that. You have two options. You could wait on a conventional loan, you could wait 2 months to let it season, right? So on any conventional loan, we need to show 2 months of bank statements. You could put that money in there and then go home shopping, and it's probably gonna take you a month or so anyways. and just leave it. Or you could just speak to a relative, your mom, your cousin, your uncle, whoever. Hey, can you do it? Can you help me do it? Money in their account, they move it out, or maybe they have the money. Hey, do you have the $20,000 that you buy some chance? Yeah, I do. Okay. Can you give me a gift and I'll pay you back? However it works, but they can work that portion. But yes, you need a gift letter. And when you document conventional, the funds going straight to the title company. If it's conventional, we don't want the gift donor to put the money in the borrower's account. Because when we see the borrower's account and we see a big deposit there, we need a source where it came from. So now we need to see the gift donor's account and there's going to be a big deposit, right? So instead, when you're doing a gift, what you're going to want to do is have them do a wire straight to the title company. Because we don't have to show, if the wire confirmation shows all the account information for both the gift donor and the title company, we don't have to show anything.
Okay.
All within guidelines, all perfectly normal. How do you, how do you work around things? So That's if it's conventional. If it's FHA, it's usually a little bit easier to just have them season it, because I'm going to show them.
But when you doing, in FHA, you need to do, you show the statement of the bank.
Yeah. So when you do initial bank statements, so you know the initial deposit that they make, the escrow deposit, we always have to show that coming out of one of their accounts. No money orders. You can do a cashier's check from their account. A gift donor can give the escrow deposit as well, but wherever it comes out of, we need to show the actual bank statement for a full month, showing the money leaving. Always, no exceptions, conventional or FHA. So this is gonna make them show one of the bank accounts automatically, right? And from there, you make a determination. Do you have another account that you want to use? Do you want? There's no point in moving money around because we always have to show where that money came from.
Okay.
¿Todo bien? So, denial of proof suspense, right? If it's suspended, you're still good. It's not a time to freak out, it's just a time of, okay, what do we need to do? Maybe we could play around with doubting, maybe we could play around with the insurance. Maybe we could, look at their income a little bit differently, different ways of creating income. A lot of different ways that we can get around this suspense, but it's not dead yet. It's not dead. Once we get the approval, the loan goes back to the loan officer, and we're gonna condition them for whatever is on the loan. Now, at the same time that all of this is happening, the appraisal will have come back. And we're gonna know what's the value, right? What's, are we under, are we over, do we need to negotiate? What are we doing with the appraisal? And at the same time, the title company is gonna be working on their stuff. Okay? Usually around this time, once we get the loan commitment, which is the approval, we're gonna send them another list. Another list of things that we need, because every loan commitment is always conditional. As in, it's not just you're approved, you're good, let's close. It's you're approved, but we need these other documents, always, okay? Around here, we're gonna want to do the interest rate. Do you guys understand how the interest rate works yet?
Can you explain it just a little bit?
Yeah, I'll get into it, of course. So I'm gonna write up here, and then I'll come back to it so that I. So around here, we're gonna do the interest rate block, and I'll get into why we do this so later in the process, a little bit later on, I'll get into it over here. But we're gonna decide on the interest rate. Now, there's gonna be a cost tied to that. At this point, we're gonna collect all of the remaining documents we need to close. We wanna bind the insurance, we wanna make sure that all of that stuff is good, right? So log, insurance, updated pay stubs, updated bank statements, everything that we need to close out the loan. Just gonna go over here. So we're gonna send them another list, collect everything, log, do all that stuff, and then finally, we're gonna submit or clear close, which is what everybody wants, right? Clear close.
Yeah. But the process is long.
Yes, it is very long. Now, submitting for clear to close is not, it's not just me getting the documents and submitting. It has to go back to the processor, who's gonna review the second time, and then back to the underwriter, who's gonna review the second time. Usually between 24 to 48 hours for processing and 24 to 48 hours for underwriting. So from the moment that your lender tells you, I have everything I need, and I'm gonna submit, it's not gonna be a next day thing. Be ready, it could be between 1 and maybe 4 days, give or take, okay? Somewhere in the middle of all of this, when you have most of your stuff back for clear to close, we're gonna send out the fast track deed. You guys know what this is yet? So there is a legal document that the lender has to send out. It's an estimated, and it is usually an outdated and inflated estimate, okay? This estimate, we need to send out 3 days before closing. legally. It doesn't matter if we're ready, it doesn't matter if it's clear to close. Legally, once this goes out, we have to wait 3 days before we can close. No exceptions. Okay, so here it's gonna go to the processor and then to the underwriter again, right? For the clear to close, and at the same time, we're gonna request a fast track CD to make sure that we have the 3-day. It's called a TRID rule. Okay, so we have the 3-day TRID rule covered. Once again, submit for clear to close, it goes to the processor, the underwriter, and then we finally get it clear. Important for this whole process. Your client is going to get the exposure packages that we talked about. They'll start the loan, right? The initial 1003. They're going to get one when we lock the loan. And they're going to get one when we send out the 3-day TRID CD. The first one will always be inflated. Legally, the lender has to account for services that we don't know. So it's always going to be higher than what they're actually going to pay the day of closing. When they get the lock one, they're only signing for the lock. They're not signing for the final figures. And then with the fast track CD, still not the final figures. A good lender will send out a separate estimate of what their closing figures look like. Now, a generic question, why don't lenders send out the final numbers at the beginning? Because we don't know. We don't know what the title company is going to charge. We don't know how the appraisal is going to come out and how the insurance is going to be. We don't know a lot of things. We don't know how the market is going to change because rates, they change every day, it's a guess. Right? So we can't know. So once we get through all of this, our final step is the closer. Okay? The closer is the only person in the whole process that can fix the numbers in the system. So when they get the initial 1003, when they get the lock and they get the 3-day TRID CD, the numbers are going to be whack. They're going to be higher, always. And you have to remember that so that you can calm your client down and help your lender. Because they will freak out. An experienced realtor will already know. Question, did you sign in? Did you have to log in and sign it digitally? Okay, then don't worry about it. The only time that they're going to see the real numbers is right before the closing, either the day before or the day of in the morning. They will get one from the lender, one from the type. Okay, those are going to be the final figures. Again, a good lender will send a separate estimate just so that they understand, more or less where everything's at. But it's important to understand this because or else it's going to get you guys nervous too, right? Imagine you're trusting the lender, it's your first deal with them, and then you get a call saying, hey, they just gave me a package and my closing costs are $3,000 more, and I don't know, I don't have that $3,000, and you're gonna, freak out, and you're gonna have the deer in the headlights, like, oh my God, I trusted this lender, and what's going on? But if you understand these things, and you have a conversation with the lender, you already know. Oh, no, question, did you have to sign it? Okay, no, then don't worry, that's not going to be the final numbers. We're going on it, but you should be fine. And hearing you be so confident about it is going to help so that we can explain it to them.
So we should tell the client that they're going to be having some extra
Yes,
amount.
yes, listen, there's a lot of different ways to do this job. I like to inflate all of my numbers. Why? Because I don't want to tell you that you need this little to close and then you need a little bit more the day of closing and you're not ready for it. So whatever estimate I give a client, you could bet that no matter what, your closing costs are always going to come in exactly at that or a little bit less. And then the client's always happy with you, with us, with the whole transaction. So closer is going to grab the file, review everything. Absolutely all the documentation. The appraisal, where do they come in at? Is there something wrong with it? They're going to check the lock, make sure that it's good, that the credits, if lender gave credits are there, how much is the rate lock costing, that the insurance is correct, that the taxes are correct, that all the numbers look good, and they're going to send it to the title company. Title company is going to grab it. They're going to start reviewing everything and matching. Look, you're off by a couple $100 here, you're off by a couple cents there. Match it until they say we agree these are the final figures. Once that happens, the title company is going to send the client the final figures. They're going to send them the final figures, the time of the closing, please understand. Don't ever try to tell someone what time their closing is a month before. It's not gonna happen. You're relying on a lender and you're relying on a title company. And no one can guarantee that, it creates expectations that people can't meet. And clients are always gonna want it. And they're gonna say, hey, can I close on Friday at 10 a.m.? We can try, but remember, you're relying on a title company and they have other closings too, So you always want that. I want to tell you about the day, a couple days before the closing, you should have an idea, but usually when they get the final figures from the title company, it's when they're going to know it'll be on all the time for closing. Because they also have a million closings to coordinate. Always use Coral Gables title. No, seriously, listen, I work with all types of title companies. Monique and I are nervous, honestly, because you want someone that oh my God, well, we're booked all the way till 5 o'clock. I know, but this has to close today because the rate lock expires tomorrow. Please, can you do it at 6? Okay, we can do it. And you want that. You want someone that is going to help you guys, okay? Title company sends the final figures. Very, very important. Very, very, very important. I'll go back to it. It's 2020. Hackers exist. Okay, they can very easily go on Google, go on Facebook, get a picture of you, get a picture of me, make an email that says bruno@lending.com, fake email, send an email to the client that says wire the funds here. So it's very, very important that everyone understands that the final figures come from the title company. Okay, the final figures. And it's important that you always tell your client. I always tell all of my clients, so it's never happened to me, but we do trainings on this stuff all the time. This stuff happens. A hacker will grab a picture of someone, they'll grab some information that looks legit, and they'll send it to the client, and the client will get that, and they'll wire the money, and their money's gone rubbish. It happens. You guys noticed, if you guys have ever emailed Coral Gables title, there's a big thing there about wire fraud. It happens. So always protect your client. Always let them know, hey, look, letting you know we're wrapping up, we're closing in the next 3 days. Speak with Bruno, ask him about, what's going to happen with the closing, when the final figures are coming out, and how they're going to look, so that and don't send money anywhere without speaking to the lender, to Bruno, to Daniel, to whoever. Okay. So they get the final figures, and that's when they finally go to the closing table. At the closing table, they're going to see the same figures that they saw at that final package. We will always review with them line by line. This is this, this is this, this is this. Are you comfortable? Are you happy? Monthly payment spot on. Cash is a little bit less that you need to close. Do we need to do a gift wire now? At that point, you have the final figure. Okay, you're going to have your relative go to the bank and send the gift funds directly to the title, or you're going to have to do a wire of your funds. No checks at closing. No such thing. It is always a wire. Always. So if it's their own money, they're going to wire from their account to title. If it is a gift, it's going to be wired to title. And never let them do a wire from the phone or over. Always in person at the bank. Okay, let me explain. When they do the wire for the final cash to close, we have to show where that money came from. So if they do over the phone, sometimes you get an email that says, oh, confirmed wire transfer, but there's no information. Because Bank of America doesn't want to put account information on it. Right? But if they do it in person, they're going to get a wire confirmation that has everything. That wire confirmation means that I don't need to see the gift owner's bank statement. Because it has all the information in it.
Yeah.
So never let them do, always at closing, always a wire, whether a gift or whether from their account. Always make them do it in person. Okay. Questions so far on loan process? From contract to closing. Preguntas. Es todo un proceso cuando pega ya tu contrato. ¿Preguntas sobre eso? ¿No? Vamos a hablar un poquito. También, mira, my classes are very fluid. A lot of times it becomes a big question and answer. Whatever you guys have questions on, bring them up and I want to So let's get into the rates if you guys have questions. Remove this now. Make sure I don't have any questions. All right, so interest rates. Does anyone know what determines an interest rate?
Credits and, well, that's credit.
Credit. Oh, that's good, good.
Yeah,
Credit, what
and
else?
the amount that we are going to finance, no?
Loan type.
Long time, 33.
And the last thing, one more.
Years.
No.
Yeah,
Well, yes, but
The
no,
years that we
because that falls into
invested.
type, that falls into type.
okay,
Day.
they.
Interest rates are like gasoline. Very, very important. They change every single day.
They.
Okay, the market opens and it closes. It is a stock market. Okay, so what does that mean? That means that if you have a client that, let's say, has a 3.5 FHA rate, this is your interest rate. And then let's say they have like a 4% interest rate conventional. And we did this pre-approval in January of 2020. But then they disappeared because they have to work on their credit and they come back in June. This may not affect their case amount. If the market changes, the interest rates will change, right? Now, very important. Whenever a bank tells you this is your interest rate at pre-approval, that's an estimate, not law. It's just an idea. Why? Because interest rates are determined by, again, three things. You have credit. The better the credit, the better the day in the market, which changes every single day, and then the loan type. Do you guys know which loan has the cheapest interest rates? FHA. Oh, yeah. So FHA has better interest rates, so lower interest rates than conventional. It's a little bit higher. Now, there's certain scenarios where someone would benefit from a conventional low amount of monthly payment because of the mortgage insurance. Mortgage insurance on FHA is fixed for 30 years and it's determined by the loan amount. That's it. It's also based on the loan amount, but it also takes into account their DTI and their credit. So if you get someone that has a 780 credit score, they may get a cheaper payment conventional, even with a higher interest rate. Okay, so based off of these three things, have you all sat through a pre-approval yet and looked with the lender how they work on pre-approval? More or less? Si ustedes ya sentaron con lender para mirar una precalificación, ya comprende cómo funciona
It would be good to just review what, how,
Give me a second, because I haven't, let's see.
just. If you have the documentations that they need. that would be
Yes, so the idea is, this is easier for me to show you guys. They're here, let me see if I can do this. Okay. This is for the microphone. See if this works. If everyone wants, you could come in a little bit closer. See how I can set this up so that people can see. Okay, so this is somebody's pre-approval. Okay, I'm gonna close this one and open up a brand.
Can we make up like a example, like?
Yeah, let's do like a trial. Vamos a hacer un ejemplo. Vamos a crear, entonces nosotros vamos a hacer así. Yo voy a preguntar sobre los clientes y ustedes van a decir, gana, por cuánto tiempo, todo eso, nosotros vamos a crear. Okay.
Vamos a hacerlo en una propiedad de 280,000, ¿está bien? ¿Es lo más
Podemos.
¿O 300,000? Queremos que sea aprobado para una propiedad de 280 a 300,000.
Es un cliente tuyo, ¿no?
Sí, ese es un cliente mío.
Vamos, mira. Entonces, debo quitar esa información que tenemos aquí.
Sí, porque si no le bajamos a la propiedad. No, sí.
Perfecto. Ok. Entonces, tenemos un cliente. ¿Cuál es el nombre de los clientes? Correcto.
Juanita y Pedro.
Juanita y Pedro. Ok. Entonces aquí tenemos Juanita y Pedro.
No, para no ser, tú sabes.
No, vamos, ok. Ahora, ¿de qué trabajas, Juanita?
Es mesera.
Ok, y Gania trabaja con W2 o 1099.
Los meseros hacen W2 y hacen 1099 porque tienen propinas.
Ok. Y Gania.
That Juanita is very interesting, ¿eh?
Sí.
Wow.
Ahora, ella trabaja en ese trabajo ¿a cuánto tiempo?
Digamos una full time, 40.
Pero ¿por cuántos años?
¿Cuántos años de Chile?
2 años.
2 años.
2 años.
2 años.
Ok,
2 años.
entonces,
Tiene un trabajo de 2
¿y
años.
ella gana cuánto por hora?
Los meseros ganan poquito, ellos ganan como $4 la hora.
Ok. Entonces, ella gana 693 mensual,
Ujú.
full time, ok. Pero
Pero hace
de
como
los 10.99.
Exacto, hacen 10.99. Digamos que en el día se haría unos $100 en propina
Ok,
o unos $70 para no ser tan exagerada.
ok. Entonces, Apple. $100 por día, tú me dices, ¿no?
Sí, pero vamos a ponerle 5 días de trabajo.
Ok, 5 días de trabajo. Entonces,
Sí.
una pregunta para ella está declarando cuánto.
No, porque es inteligente, no va a declarar todo.
Ok, y eso es lo que importa.
Exacto.
Porque no importa que si tú ganes $100 por hora,
No,
si tú no estás declarando. Entonces, vamos a decir que nosotros miramos los que sí a ese cliente.
Va a ser
Y muestra
inteligente
que
declarar la mitad.
damos como 25,000 netos.
Ya, digamos que declara 25,000 al año.
Ahora, ese año y lo último año, ¿cuánto declaró?
Digamos que el mejor año declaró 29. por decir.
Entonces, ahora, ya que nosotros estamos en cuanto a fecha, nosotros necesitamos usar 2 años. ¿Okay? Entonces, todo bien, los W2, nosotros vamos a pegar una solidez de pago y avise para nosotros, tanto por hora, tanto. Pero los que sí pueden mirar, y estoy pegando lo total de los 2 años, combinando los dos y dividiendo por 24 meses, 2 años. Y con eso nosotros tenemos lo income total, los 2. Ahora recuerdas, si ella trabaja menos de 2 años con los que sí, nosotros no podemos usar, no importa. Si ella trabajaba que sí y ahora trabaja W2, nosotros podemos usar. Si ella quiere usar los 2 tipos, mismo si ella tiene el mismo trabajo, necesito documentar 2 años consistentes para usar ese 2025. Okay. Ahora una pregunta, ella de despesas mensual, de gastos.
De gasto. Tiene su carro, vamos a decir.
¿De cuánto?
Entre insurance y préstamo.
Solo los cargos. Yo seguro no cuento, porque no menciono crédito.
Unos $300.
300, ok.
Vamos a ponerlo.
Y es importante, nosotros siempre queremos saber cuál es lo mínimo pago mensual de las tarjetas, de lo mínimo, exacto. Entonces, porque todo el mundo siempre dice, no, pero yo pago más que eso, pago 100, sí, pero ¿cuál es lo mínimo? Porque eso que nosotros necesitamos incluir.
Ok, ella tiene 3 tarjetas, digamos.
¿De cuánto más o menos?
El mínimo pago mensual de cada una de las tarjetas, digamos que va a ser como de 30, 25 dólares, 30 dólares para ser más o menos.
30, 25 y 30. Vamos a hacer así. Ok. ¿Y los créditos, cómo estás?
Buen crédito, unos 6, más o menos 640.
640.
Para
Ok.
no exagerar.
Súper importante para que ustedes comprendan, porque tiene veces que los clientes fican frustrados. Los créditos que muestra en Credit Karma, en las aplicaciones de tu tarjeta, no importa, no es la realidad. Cuando nosotros cogemos los créditos, nosotros vamos a descubrir la realidad. La mayoría de las veces los créditos realmente están abajo de que muestra, pero tienen casos donde pongo los créditos y estás más alto. Okay.
Cuando
Y si es-
yo tengo mis clientes de Credit Karma y en la hora de comprar, casi siempre llevan un poquito más arriba.
Less. Típicamente menos. A menos. Tiene casos, mira, cuando yo cogí mi crédito, yo he comprado una moto el último año y cuando yo cogí mi crédito estaba bien más alto que Credit Karma. Pero yo quiero utilizar 7 de 10 veces está abajo de que Credit Karma.
Y si lo coges del banco, como si
No.
pagamos algún banco,
Y no importa si tienen un reporte de otro banco, nosotros necesitamos por los créditos. Ahora, si ella tiene un crédito de otro banco, lógico, haciendo la precalificación, nosotros ya tenemos una idea. Credit Karma ya tenemos una idea. Entonces, todo para que nosotros tenemos una idea. Yo te digo eso porque yo tenía un caso que una realtor mío me mandó un contrato de $600,000. Yo nunca hablé con ese. Bruno está aquí el contrato, que quiere comprar y yo que mira, antes él está bien cualificado, tranquilo. Yo, wow, excelente. Pero yo estaba hablando con ella, ella era francesa, en French. Estaba hablando con ella, ok, yo voy a coger más crédito. Ella, ok, mira, yo voy a utilizar antes, yo estaba trabajando con Bank of America y ella estaba mintiendo line. ¿Cómo dice en español? Mintiendo. Estaba mintiendo, Bank of America estaba mintiendo para ella sobre lo que y yo, ok, interesante. Entonces, ok, no, tranquilo, mira, vamos a ver discutir. Yo cogí los créditos y realmente estaba menos y que pensaba. pero ella estaba firme, que eso era lo que creía.
Vamos a jurar. La restricción y no-
Y causó una situación que ella canceló el contrato por eso. Porque no sabía. Y ella pensaba que eran los bancos que estaban intentando aumentar el interés para tener más dinero por cualquier razón. Entonces, es importante que ustedes siempre saben, expliquen eso para tus clientes. Expliquen eso para tus clientes. Ok, entonces, vamos, mira, el PTR 4555, mira aquí como dice, para la fecha. Okay. Ahora, ese cliente vamos a poner aquí, tú me dices como 150. Puede, pero en la falta, vamos a decir un crédito de 640, vamos a decir como 3.8, más o menos. Ahora mira lo DTR, por verdad puede subir un poquito, pero ¿qué tiene malo aquí? Con los valores.
Ah,
Tú no vas a encontrar una propiedad.
tan barata.
Exacto. Necesitas ser un condominio o un townhouse, entonces
Tendría que ganar un poco más.
ahora nosotros tenemos una asociación.
Oh, las asociaciones
mira,
están malísimas. Sí, 150, digamos, es la más barata que anda por ahí.
Ok, 150. Ahora vamos a mirar los DTI. Pasa, pero mira aquí, 54. Entonces ahora, vamos a decir que es un carro, pero vamos a decir que aquí debes 5,000, aquí debes 2,000 y aquí debes 800. Ok, tú vas a necesitar quitar esa tarjeta para que nosotros podamos tal vez aumentar un poquito la precalificación.
¿Y qué tal si
Y ahí
ella,
ya pasa.
si ella paga el carro?
Sí, pero quien tiene dinero para pagar el carro,
No, no, claro.
me sigue.
Sí, pero no ganar ese dinero para comprar la casa.
No, pero puede suceder. ¿No?
Ahora, déjame mostrar una cosa. Y esto, recuerda cuando nosotros estábamos mirando, estábamos hablando y os expliqué que los impuestos y las asociaciones es lo que importa más en la precalificación. Porque mira, si yo quitar el 650, ella cualifica por bastante más. Dice, no, hay nada más.
Eso tenemos, cuando vemos entonces la propiedad, vemos cuánto es los impuestos que la propiedad tiene y la asociación, si en el caso que estamos buscando.
Exacto. Porque mira, si los impuestos aquí, que yo estoy estimando como 2,000 y pico, sube para 5,000, ¿ok? Ahora la precalificación,
Y la mayoría de los
Hace tiempo,
impuestos
¿no?
están como en 3.500, digamos, están así más o menos.
3,500.
Sí, me estoy yendo bajito, pero está más o menos.
Pero con la asociación de 150, no sé si quita las tarjetas.
Ya.
Pero así mismo está un poquito arriba de 45.
Tendría entonces que ella aplicar con otra persona para poder calificar
Ujú.
para un poquito más.
Exacto. Exacto.
Ella.
Opciones. Ahora, todo eso necesita ser verificado.
Sí.
Ahora, deja yo. Preguntas sobre eso, ¿cómo funciona? Más o menos.
Supongamos que ella ganara más, que ella ganara unos 45,000 al año.
Ok, vamos a mirar. Con los que yo sí.
Con Schedule C.
Ok. Bastante más. Otra cosa importante.
Ella quiere pagar unos 1.500. ¿Ok? Ya estoy-
Tienen dos cosas, lo que puedes y lo que quieres. Tiene muchas veces que los clientes no tienen una expectación realística. Por ejemplo, no, yo quiero pagar como 1,200. Ok, eso no va a encontrar en mañana.
No, yo le
Porque-
digo, fíjate en lo que está la renta de las propiedades y más o menos calcula qué es lo que vas a pagar tú. Acuérdate que hay que ponerle
Los
los
impuestos,
impuestos y el
los
seguro.
seguros. Exacto, y los impuestos, los seguros, los MI, la
Exacto.
asociación.
No,
la
la
propiedad,
asociación,
sí.
exacto.
Ahora, aquí cualificas, puede subir un poquito, pero déjate mostrar una cosa.
Ya
Vamos
tú
a
estás
decir-
poniendo ahí impuestos, seguros y EMA y todo en la...
Ahora mira, yo siempre quiero usar como un 5% estimado de los valores de la propiedad con los impuestos. Y eso es importante porque si tú tienes un caso donde los impuestos sabes que es más caro, lógico que la precalificación completa se cambia. No cualifica. ¿Por qué? Porque mira el valor mensual de los impuestos. Eso se cambia mucho. Una diferencia de $1,000, mira cómo baja casi $100. Por eso que te digo, cuando estás haciendo una precalificación, siempre quiere los valores, mira, o sea,
Valor de la propiedad.
los valores, las asociaciones y los impuestos. Siempre esas tres cosas que quieres con la precalificación.
Y cuando dice ahí el cash required, ese es el down payment que la persona tiene que dar, 21,700
Exacto, mira, aquí nosotros tenemos,
without the closing point.
no, con los cursos de cierre.
Okay.
Aquí está los down payment,
Down payment 8,000.
ok. Este número es lo mismo de eso, esa es la cuenta de escrow, una cuenta de reserva que los clientes necesitan. La única opción a no hacer la cuenta de escrow es si tú haces un programa convencional con el 20%. La única forma que puede quitar eso.
Con el crédito que ella tiene, tendría que tener un crédito más alto para un convencional de 3.5.
Mira, convencional típicamente es 5%, pero si quiere uno de 3%, los problemas con los programas 3%. Si tú no tienes un crédito excelente, los mortgage insurance es súper caro.
Ya.
Sí. Entonces, no, con 640 esa persona va a ser beneficiaria de fecha, pero los programas de condominios de fecha está complicado, por ser honesto. Podemos, pero está complicado, porque y complica. Yo tengo uno y estoy tratando hacer electricando ya como 2-3 meses. Lo préstamo aprobado sin problema. Lo conseguí aprobar las asociaciones para convencional, 5% de entrada, sin problema, pero lo va a checar el pruebo en el paso. Programa demora tiempo para que después.
Sí, claro.
Mira, importante entonces. Este número es lo mismo desde aquí y ese número es lo mismo desde. Ahora, mírese aquí, loan discount fee. Y usted estaba preguntando sobre los intereses. Okay. Ese número es opcional. ¿Por qué? Porque eso depende de los intereses que tú quieres. Yo no trabajo como un lender normal y yo me gusta mostrar los intereses a los clientes. Porque en un negocio aquí todo el mundo cree que es un negocio bueno o no, me sigue, siempre quiere saber sobre los intereses. Y cuando yo muestro que tiene las opciones y selecciona lo que tú quieres, es ya un poquito diferente. Se siente un poquito diferente. Mira, ¿dónde? Entonces, vamos a pegar aquí. Para que yo pueda demostrar cómo funciona. 250. That's 241, 250. 50. Okay. No, the option no. 25. 640. Ahora yo estoy mostrando para ustedes más o menos cómo funcionan los intereses. Mira, mira cómo tienes 15, 30, 45, 60 días. ¿Ok? ¿Qué representa eso? Eso es los días de los lock. ¿No entiendes? ¿Ok? Entonces, vamos a decir que para este cliente lo free rate o más cerca de gratis a un 4.5. Mira, ese número aquí es lo justo del interés. El justo que los clientes van pagando el día 17. Entonces, si ese cliente viene para mí y me dice, Bruno, yo quiero lo más cerca de gratis, pero paga nada por los interés, ok. Entonces, tu interés va a ser 4.5 y va a te costar $461. Mira lo cash close como te cambia, está por 19, ¿no? 19.007 centavos. Vamos a decir que ese cliente me dice que no, ahora yo quiero uno en los 3, ok, 3.99, pero a ti te cuesta 4.136. Mira ahora lo que sucede. Es una opción aquí. Ahora, si yo retornar al 4.5, mira lo justo, 4.5 costando 461, ¿no? Vamos a mirar lo mismo interés por 45 días. Vamos a decir que los días que empezamos el contrato de 45 días iba a ser lo lock. Mira ahora cuánto cuesta los 4.5. A vez de $400, 1.200 pesos. Porque hacer un lock por más días es más caro. Por eso la razón es que durante el proceso nosotros siempre queremos hacer un lock por los días. Y tiene veces que nos beneficia al cliente. Mira, la diferencia de un 4.5 a un 4.3.
$20.
$20.
Ya.
Pero tú vas a pagar una diferencia de $1.000, ¿right? ¿Cuántos meses de $20 va a demorar para que tú puedas recuperar esa diferencia de $1.000? ¿Me sigue? Si una persona te dice que quiere un interés de 3.2, costamos $7.000, como si no compensa el precio. Pero aquí yo puedo demostrar también, cuando estoy aquí, la diferencia de 640 de crédito en 680.
Y para que la persona suba el crédito, eso sería conveniente que paguen las tarjetas pequeñas.
Porque ahí los intereses están más baratos. Ahora un 4.5 para este cliente está un número negativo. Entonces ahora está un crédito de 400, negativo 459. Ahora, vamos a decir, dice Bruno, yo no tengo dinero suficiente y quiero una ayuda. Ok. Vamos a decir que no quiero problemas de down payments, solo con yo puedo ayudar a ese cliente, vamos a decir con unos 3, vamos a decir lo mismo, 4.5, ok, y está costando mucho dinero de crédito.
Ya, ¿no? Vaya, la casa completa.
Porque estoy faltando aquí. Ok. Porque ahora quiere, no sé, necesita alguna ayuda con crédito, alguna cosa así, nosotros podemos aplicar un crédito de $2 de las comisiones de nosotros para ayudar. Deja de chequear un ejemplo. Vamos a decir, aquí tengo eso como, vamos a decir que quiera un 3.99, está costando 1.310%. Ok. Pero se está negativo. Ahí. Ok, vamos a decir que necesito un crédito. Bruno, yo no tengo $22,000.
Pero no se
Yo puedo quitar.
¿Es un HP?
Parte.
Para mí es HP.
Déjame chequear si tal vez.
Bien.
¿Qué tiene?
Sí,
Ah, perfecto.
para mí es HP.
Anda mejor.
Es la misma. No, que lo único que sí necesitamos es un conector.
Gracias. Voy a esperar.
Ahí está, al otro lado.
¿Seguro? Aquí. Ah,
Ya,
funciona así.
ya. ¿Me conecté? Ok.
Gracias.
Sí.
Vamos a checar.
Estaba muy interesada. O sea, la clase no nos podíamos ir.
No sé si ese funciona o no. Debería.
¿Entró? Si entra, funciona, o sea.
Debería, ¿no? Pero parece que no. No está ligando. Bueno,
Enciende
nosotros
la
podemos aplicar créditos. Mira cómo estaba lo 1.3, donde nosotros podemos como quitar 1% para bajar los costos. Okay. Entonces tenemos varias opciones, así lógico que eso de las comisiones de los daños, entonces tiene veces que podemos, veces que no. Pero ustedes miraron la diferencia de no solo los intereses, pero los costos de los intereses, solo de cambiar los créditos. Entonces muchas veces nosotros vamos a explicar a los clientes, mira, quiero un pago mensual, mejor, necesita quitar más adelante. Eso lo tienen de dos formas. Por uno, que lógico que les interesa bajar un poquito los costos de cierre, bajar un poquito. Okay. Y también porque ahora no tienen esa tarjeta para pagar mensual. Entonces fica más caro con un pago mensual.
Okay.
Y chequear si no. Tal vez un poquito. Preguntas sobre los intereses. ¿No?
Estamos.
Entonces retornamos para acá. Q&A, otras preguntas. Sobre cualquier cosa. El proceso, precalificaciones, los clientes, cualquier cosa. No movimiento nada. Muchas cosas, muchas cosas.
Demasiada información.
Prácticamente simplificado, vamos una vez, tenemos un contrato. Okay. Open, the opening, okay. Processing. Underwriting. Cuando está aprobado, va a ser más una vez, los dos. Ahí, period close. Esto es para súper simplificar para ustedes el proceso donde ustedes pueden comprender. Entonces, cuando tú estás hablando con tu cliente y te dice, no, en el same processing, ya sabes más o menos. Típicamente, depende de los tiempos de los años, ¿no? Porque vamos a decir ahora en enero, febrero, todo va a virar una locura porque todo el mundo está haciendo los impuestos que todo el mundo quiere comprar. Entonces, los bancos van a pegar muchos precios. Pero si vamos a decir al fin del año, típicamente podemos hacer un cierre 25 días, súper rápido. Pero típicamente quiero utilizar un mínimo de como 15 días, mínimo de 15 días de underwrite, de contacto para underwrite. Si está rápido, si no, 30 días. Para los cierres, 25 a 45 días. Pero siempre para ir un lender, porque nunca sabe cómo está el proceso entre el banco, 30 días para los loan commitment, 45 para hacer.
Supongamos que ¿cuándo sería el mejor tiempo para que la persona aplique para el home extension?
No hago mejor tiempo, lo único tiempo.
El único tiempo.
Enero.
Enero.
Solo tiene enero.
So, si una persona compra la casa después de enero, le toca hasta el año que
Mismo
viene.
comprando ese enero, no puedes aplicar hasta el próximo año. Pero es otra cosa importante. Cuando ustedes están mirando, eso va a ayudar a ustedes bastante. Cuando ustedes están mirando nuevamente una propiedad, cuando encuentres una propiedad diferente y te dice que la asociación está por 35 y te dice que los impuestos está por 1123. Siempre chequea eso. Siempre. Porque los MLS nunca tienen los impuestos cerca.
So, vamos al Miami-Dade County.
Miami-Dade County o Broward County para checar. Ahora, vamos a decir que ahora tú chequeas Miami-Dade County y te dice, ok, 1500.
Fue lo del año
Los-
anterior que pasó.
Los impuestos de esa propiedad, lo que te va a pagar por lo primero. Porque estos son los impuestos de los dueños a aumento.
Ujú.
Entonces, los primeros años y se paga.
Ok.
Los próximos años va a subir. Mismo con los homestead exemption va a subir. Los impuestos de aquí pueden ser como 3,000, más o menos. Con los homestead exemption aplicado. Entonces, el prestamista bueno siempre va a explicar eso para los clientes, porque
Exacto.
y tiene clientes que dicen, no, pero no puede subir tanto. Yo no determino eso. Yo no soy Miami-Dade County. Pero yo puedo decir hasta cuánto va a subir. Entonces, ustedes cuando están procurando propiedades, siempre chequean que lo hagas tiene los impuestos cerca, porque si no, puede cambiar el número y la recalificación está mal. Esto es lo trabajo de los demás. Pero ya que ustedes ya están procurando una propiedad, porque vamos a decir que yo te digo, mira, ese cliente está recalificado por 230, 205 de asociaciones y 1,400 de impuestos por año, máximo. Yo creo que está aquí, pero por verdad está aquí. Ese cliente no cualifica para esa propiedad y tú estás usando tu gasolina para usar la propiedad.
Claro.
Sí. Entonces, de los impuestos, también es interesante la parte de los impuestos.
So, hasta el año que viene, si la persona compra este año, porque ya ahora en enero ya se está terminando. Seamos
Sí.
realistas. Hasta el año que viene no puede aplicar para el home extension.
Próximo año. Entonces, si tú compras ahora en enero, vamos a decir que tu cero día enero 15, tú no vas a poder aplicar eso. Solo próximo año.
Próximo.
Siempre los próximos años. Pero los beneficios aquí, los primeros años, tú estás pagando los impuestos más baratos de la persona que estaba viviendo en una propiedad antes de ti.
Ok.
Sí. Entonces, por verdad, te beneficia más.
Beneficio también para la casa. Por ejemplo, la casa anterior de investor y teníamos super taxes y mientras tú como primer comprador y con el vas a vivir la propiedad y entonces te toca también sí,
Claro.
por eso es que yo le doy saber a mis clientes pasados que obviamente sí se saben para que no se le pase.
Claro. A momento, ustedes siempre quieren, los clientes que tú hablas, no sé, porque tienen muchas personas hablando sobre una recesión el próximo año.
Sí.
Ahora, en 2010, cuando el mercado estaba a los pisos, todo el mundo estaba, no, pero va a ficar más barato, no, pero va a ficar, no, nada puede garantir los intereses bajos que tenemos hoy. Entonces, cuando tú hablas con una persona y te dice, no, pero creo que no, porque hicieron eso, ahora es bueno, porque eso no va a bajar tanto, los intereses no le va a ir menos.
Ya.
No va a pasar. No va a pasar.
No. Wow. Tendría que volverse loco nuestro presidente.
Preguntas, bueno, la clase, no que tal de todo. Thank you guys for tuning in. Have a great day.
This conference will now be recorded.